Okay, fair enough. I'm happy enough with
Yep.
your job search.
I've,
Okay, fair enough. I'm happy enough with
yep.
your job search.
I've, the last 2 weeks.
Okay.
I usually write down. That's my last 2 weeks. 2 week
Oh,
before.
I see what you mean. Yeah, yeah. You
So
much more
this
evidence, I
time
think. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So,
I've only done the ones that I've applied for. I don't know what's going on in this place. This place is getting its full notice this week. With all complaints, public record.
Okay.
I'm onto this place.
Okay, well, I'm relatively happy with that, I suppose. I mean, the only thing I would generally prefer to see is if you happen to do decide in the future.
Yeah.
There'll be a little bit more information on it.
On what?
Well, each one is fine. You've got reference number, the website we found it, and the actual job title or whatever. But what we prefer is an indication of sort of what happened with it. You've just sort of put applied. But for instance, was it a telephone call? Was it a CV sending via email? Was it an application form online? Because by doing that, we get to sort of see what sort of time period we're looking at with these sort of things. I.e., is it a couple of seconds job just banging out an email, or is it 40 minutes worth of sitting down filling an online application or something like that? Just gets us a broader picture of the sort of time someone's putting towards job search and things like that.
There's emails in there.
Yeah.
It redirects you to read.
Like
Read's very common sense, so if you
if
you
it's
click on read,
straightforward.
bang bang, done.
Yeah, you've got to account.
So if that's all I've done and I've put read there, then that's
Yeah, but like I said, if you just put applied online through read or whatever, you know what I mean. So it's just about expanding it a little bit.
Monster. Evident I've gone to Monster.
Okay.
Read. Evident I've gone to read.
And what's the next one?
That was through the actual Jobcentre, applied through. Company confidential.
Also through Universal Job Match.
That was an application through the Universal Job Match that I applied for.
Okay.
Company confidential, self-evident, read, self-evident.
Okay.
Preferred care solutions, self-evident. Random hire group, self-evident. Airborne garden services, self-evident. Adzuna. And if you want any other information,
self-evident. I don't know what you mean by
well,
self-evident.
referred Adzuna.
Airborne
Landscape gardener.
Airborne garden services.
Airborne garden services.
What's self-evident about that? I don't know what you mean.
Yeah.
The means by which you applied for it.
Well, sometimes it's not always on there. Sometimes it's just click apply on the actual Universal Job Match, and it doesn't refer you to anything. You just apply.
Yeah, but sometimes it'll have a telephone number, or sometimes it'll have an email, and sometimes it'll have.
And if there's an email,
like I said, I haven't particularly got a problem with the job search.
Email vacancies at Cromwell. If I've wrote email, I've put the email down.
Right, okay,
and if you want any other information, just use the number.
Or to search the thing and
it'll all come up, so you'll know.
Yeah, I suppose it could. I mean, it would just be more convenient for us if you wrote it down.
Which I've done.
Yeah. Okay, fair enough. I'm happy enough with your job search. Okay, fair enough. I'm happy enough with your job search. Alright, any questions?
No.
Excellent. Well, good luck with the job.
You put my payment through on the system.
Not quite yet, but if you'd like to wait,
if you say you're gonna do it, you're gonna do it. And any claims or suspicions about my claim itself that you want to raise with me before I leave today?
No, not currently. I'm satisfied this time. I don't think there's any reason for me to take any sort of action other than.
If I am to come in here again, and this job doesn't turn out, can I make sure I get you?
I'll tell you what, I'll put a note on. You can see me next time.
If you can give me an appointment to see you and no one else, that'd be superb.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, I'll put a note on if there is a next time, and
because it does provide continuity, doesn't it?
Exactly.
And I'm sick of seeing.
I mean, I can't make any
a different
promises
person.
because the way we operate here is essentially a toast rack system. So if I happen to be busy, and in fact you just saw my colleague come over, I did have another appointment.
Well, I've got a lot of issues with that team over there. The other thing I need to do.
I'm part of that team.
Yeah, well, I've got issues with it. So you're the first time I've seen you. I've seen everyone but you so far. Downstairs. Good stuff. Current services. What's current services?
It's involved on your own.
booth services today. I've come here today, let me get this clear to you right now. I'm here today to sign on. It's my legal right to sign on. I'm here to sign on and show you my evidence for the jobs that I've applied for. Unless there's any other concerns, come on, Tom. I want to I've got my legal right to sign on.
Perhaps, but we can do that with a postal system if required.
That's fantastic.
Okay? We're not getting anywhere, are we?
Right, well, I think we are getting somewhere. I just think you're not cooperating with me here because I'm the member of the public.
You see what's happening?
I don't see what's happening. Why don't you explain what's happening?
You're allowed to speak because this constant barrage of comments about us harassing you and recording you and so on and so on.
I've got my legitimate claims about harassment. I mean, I'll give you an example, right? That letter on the 22nd of August that made an appointment 8 weeks and 5 days in advance. You don't want to talk about that. That's my problem. You're saying that you can't say that I'm waffling on about harassment, but you don't want to talk about my legitimate claims of harassment, Tom.
Right, so is that the current situation?
Right now, my current situation is that I've come here to sign on today and I'd like to proceed.
Right, I've not got that from you so far that we'd like to proceed. So
Well, you've just got it now, haven't you?
everything other than proceed with signing on. So at this point, I'm thinking this is becoming a situation which is not Jobcentre related.
So can you give me a legitimate reason why I cannot sign on right now?
No, I don't suppose I can.
Right, so then let's proceed then. What's the problem, Tom?
Consult with management, see if we can arrange postal interaction from henceforth.
What? Yeah, but there'll be an issue with my payment for Friday if I don't sign on today then, won't there? Well, then you're going to cause me some distress and alarm there, and that's another complaint yet again.
Yeah, I mean, I apologise if it causes you distress and alarm.
Distress and alarm, you've read my statement, you've admitted that you've read my statement.
Whether or not this interaction is being recorded for harassment purposes.
Harassment, I am not recording for any harassment purposes, how's that? Now you better crack on, Tom.
Like I said, feel free to stay there.
Whoa, don't you fly off anywhere, pal. You sit your seat. I've just told you that I'm not recording. Eh? Ah, you see, this is it. This is where the complaint begins, Tom. James, please call me James.
James. So, what we're going to do is because we've been unable to sort of get any further.
No, I don't think that's the case. I think we established what you wanted to establish, and I did tell you that I'm not doing any video recording of you, so I don't see what the problem is right now.
Okay, well,
You're creating a problem out of nothing. This is called fabricating reasonable suspicion.
what we're going to do is we're going to make a referral to decision maker regarding availability. Okay, as we've been unable to sort of get anywhere with any sort of conversation.
No, we have. We can get somewhere, but you're the one making claim that doesn't exist here.
Make a referral to a decision maker, an independent body who's never met you or knows anything about you.
A decision maker for the job centre that works in the job centre.
They don't work in the job.
Yeah, they do. The decision makers for sanctions work in the job centre. Yes, they do. It's not until it goes to an appeal after you've been sanctioned that it goes to a third party independent body. You see, I know what I'm talking about. You're lying to me already, Tom. You're lying to me.
Internal job centre office structure.
Your decision makers work within the job centre. That's a fact. I know that. I've had it confirmed on record.
Okay. If you believe that,
I mean, it's not a matter of belief, it's a matter of knowing, Tom.
There's progress that we're going to make here today. We will be making a referral to a decision maker regarding availability.
What do you mean availability?
In terms of your inability to make yourself available to discussions and progress regarding job search and
I've made myself ultimately available.
if that is the case, the decision maker will find in your favour and there will be no effect on your claim.
So what's your reason for taking it to a decision maker?
Because we have been unable to discuss anything related to
What is it you've been unable to discuss?
So what we're going to do,
What is it you've been unable to discuss?
anything whatsoever. So
That's not the case. You're lying to me right now. You're refusing now. Tom is refusing to cooperate.
yeah.
Tom is refusing to cooperate. Tom
This says
is... Hold on, I just need to add to my notes. Just bear with me. You're not being patient with me now, Tom. This is what I'm talking about. Tom is refusing to cooperate.
Have you got the exact time just now? I want the exact time indexed for this. You're refusing to cooperate, Tom. Sorry, what's the time?
Right now is 9:40.
9:46, because I don't want to bring my phone out to check the time because you might think that I'm recording. You see? You're refusing to cooperate.
So, as we've been unable to make any progress
No.
in this interview,
As hold on. If you're going to make statements that aren't true, as we are unable to make progress, as we are unable to make progress, which isn't true, because I'm more than happy to discuss any issues with you. I just want your reasoning, and you can't give me any reasoning. So there's my argument right there. Truth, right? Truth. Let me tell you something.
we're not going any further. So,
We can.
if you
can.
feel, in your opinion, you have met all your obligations as a job seeker,
Absolutely.
you can sign that document there, which states for the period of time that you feel you've met those obligations.
Well, this is just my standard sign-on sheet that I sign on every fortnight.
Yes, that's what you do when you sign on.
Yeah.
You feel you've met this obligation.
That's it.
So that letter there explains that we feel that we have been unable to make any progress towards discussing job search with you, and we will be making a referral to decision maker.
Right. On what grounds?
On the grounds of inability to make yourself available for help in a job centre.
Right. Hold on. Just let me write this down. I need to take these notes. You won't let me record, right? So I need to take notes on the grounds.
All we're entitled to sit here and make as many notes as
Right. On the grounds that what? Sorry.
you've actually done today.
On the grounds that what?
On the grounds that you have been unavailable.
On the grounds that I am being
Yeah.
unavailable.
Essentially.
Right. In what way am I being unavailable?
We were discussing whether.
So we were discussing something.
Yeah.
Right. So we were discussing. Right. Hold on. We were discussing.
We are done here because.
Hold on. We were discussing.
Essentially, since we've been unable to establish whether or not you are recording this person.
I already told you before, as you were walking away, I told you while you were sat down, no, you're twisting it now, Tom, and this is where my complaint comes in. This is exactly what I'm talking about, Tom.
So, that's the end of this interview.
You're terminating the interview right now.
We've already signed, the interview's over.
The interview's not over because I'm still here discussing it. I've signed on, that's great. You've allowed me to.
At this point, you will do so in writing.
Well, hold on. Grounds that I am being unavailable. We still need, because you said discussing, so
Yeah.
carry on.
We were unable to discuss anything because we were unable to get past the initial interaction regarding recording of interviews. It eventually ended, perhaps, as I left the room.
Eh?
If in your opinion, you eventually consider.
I have no idea what you're saying here, Tom. You're not even making sense to me.
You claim that at the end, you eventually admitted to not recording as I left.
As you left, no, before you sat down. I looked at you, Tom, in the face, and I says, I am not doing any video recording for any harassment purposes. And you went, well, and then I says again, I'm not recording. That's what you did. That's what you did. Don't lie, Tom.
Okay.
Don't lie.
There is no purpose in continuing.
I told you we wasn't recording before you got off the seat. You're lying to me again, Tom.
Feel free to make any notes you like. We are done here.
We're not done.
No.
You've not explained grounds that I am being unavailable. How am I being unavailable? How is?
I have explained them. Any further?
No, you haven't explained anything, Tom. All you've gone on about is not being able to establish a recorded session.
Obviously, we will need the room vacating for any future customers, but I'll have a word with the security staff and we'll establish when the next customer's coming in and if you are getting to a point where the new customer.
You mean, nah, you want to end the session because you're not willing.
So, good day, sir.
Don't suppose you'd like to tell me if you've got any actual legitimate claims or suspicions you'd like to raise with me before I leave today, Tom? Yeah. Door, yeah, you open it. That door there. It's basically just to find out if there's anything happened to my claim. I signed on Tuesday and I haven't received my payment through today. It would normally be due on a Friday.
Right. There's been a suspension put on your account
And why is that?
because you're actively seeking work is not satisfactory.
That is absolutely nonsense. I have all the evidence that I take in every fortnight, and I need to make complaints because this is becoming absolute unbearable harassment, the treatment I'm getting now.
I'll explain why you've been disallowed, okay? But just be clear that you can claim hardship at the Jobcentre for the sanction fee. That's all I'm explaining to you there. When you went into the Jobcentre on the 17th of March, you didn't produce any evidence.
That's absolutely nonsense. I stated I produced evidence and I've got it dated. That's pathetic. That's just lies. Who stated that, please?
Well, what you need to do...
Who stated that, please?
What you need to do...
Sorry, excuse me, sorry. Can I just stop you there for a second?
Are you recording this call?
I beg your pardon? And I've got endorsement letters from my MP, Avanta, who formerly known as EOS, who's been assisting me and completely behind me 100%, that I'm completely committed to finding jobs and producing evidence better than anyone they've ever seen, in their words. Yet somebody at the Jobcentre saying I didn't produce evidence when I've got a meticulously kept record of the last 6 months of evidence still right here in front of me now. I could literally recite the job codes that I've written down for the last 6 months, utterly, entirely. And they're claiming I'm not bringing evidence down. And I've recorded the sessions with me actually having the evidence there. So they're clearly, personally targeting me because I have gone out of my way to show them up for what they're doing, to call them out on their actions.
You've already been in touch with the MP, you said?
I've already been in touch with the MP, but they know as well as I do, because they've delayed it right up until now. They know the election, and my MP will no longer be an MP by the end of March. They know this, so it's going to delay it. So I've no longer got the backing of my MP. They know this. It's all in perfect timing, and they've literally 100. I could literally, if I was to meet you within the next hour, I could literally put in my hand not just my evidence, all the letters, everything, chronologically, meticulously kept in a big fat folder right now, all in binders, all neatly kept, and I can bring out all of my evidence. So for them to turn around and say, oh well, he's not not brought any evidence in. And I clearly have. The last session I had, I'm sat there stating it's my legal right to sign on, I want to sign on, and here is my evidence. On tape! I've recorded it! Me saying this! And then Friday, when, today, I checked, got the bank checked, no money. Phoned up, why are you being sanctioned? Oh, why have I been sanctioned? Failing to produce evidence. What? I mean, do you know where I'm going? It's like what came first, the chicken or the egg? I mean, I can't explain their behaviour other than it's completely and utterly criminal. And there's no recourse. They will not be held accountable for this. The woman who had the compliance department sent out to the premises, and the compliance department, Jean Cuthbertson, completely backed us up. We proved his case. And he admitted that basically there was a report stating that I stated something at the job centre that I didn't state. Only when I went and actually questioned it, and the job centre checked on the conversations section of the window, they looked it up and went, hold on a minute, that can't be right, because she's backed up what you said on that day. And I went, yeah, I know, so why is there a separate report from her stating the opposite? She's done 2 reports on the same day, contradicting themselves, put one on conversations on the actual system, and then a different one, worded differently, to the compliance department. I've called it out on it, and nothing's been done about it, no accountability. And this is what I've been pulling them on. This is the kinds of things I've been pulling them on.
Well, the first thing I can do, the thing I can do for you now is listen to that. It's all recorded, so it will go on the record.
Please, yeah.
So we need to get the benefit centre to do a reconsideration, which is what you asked for earlier.
Yeah. Tom, I think I'll be seeing you again. Got another bone to pick with you.
Alright.
So,
I understand. You don't understand why you're being sanctioned.
yeah, I've got a few questions for you. I mean,
Okay.
when I saw you, I've got here on my notes here, grounds that you're sending it to the decision maker, being unavailable.
What we're doing is, the reason that you were found to be disallowed from benefit is because we didn't get to a stage where we were able to talk about what you've actually done to look for work in the office. So as such, that's classed as not providing evidence of job search. Yeah?
You know, you're telling me a load of BS here, Tom.
Right.
I sat down and I said to you word for word, and the words were, I'm here because it was my legal right to sign on,
Yeah.
and I've brought the evidence that I've brought the evidence to show you the jobs that I've applied for, and the very same evidence that I brought on Tuesday is here.
Well, we weren't able to get to a stage where I was able to evaluate that evidence because we had an ongoing dispute about potential.
You've got a little smirk on your face, and it's going to get wiped clean off when I get through with the appeal department and take you to court for damages for distress and alarm.
Okay, so that's in there. However, because we were unable to get to a point where I was comfortable to actually evaluate whether or not you'd done anything to look for work.
And why couldn't we do that?
Because after repeated questioning about the fraudulent violations, and I would say repeated evasive answers to that question, I decided to end that interview.
I told you before you got off that seat, I'm not doing any recording for any harassment purposes, and as you were walking away, I said I'm not recording. You are picking up excuses to put through a sanction. This is personal against me. The people in here have put you onto the case. You're the man who can to get me on a sanction. That's your position.
Well, you're entitled to your opinion for that. However, we were unable to establish whether or not you were looking for work during the previous 2 weeks because we were unable
I came here.
Agreement about whether or not you actually.
I came here and I told you it was my legal right to sign on, Tom,
It was,
which I
you
did.
even did sign on.
So we were able to sign on, which is my legal right.
Yeah.
And I came here and I told you that I brought evidence, which I have. I brought it again for you to see today.
I was unable to get to a point where I was satisfied.
My evidence was right here along with my statement. I had it all laid out on the front desk right in front of you, Tom. You know full well I fully document everything.
We're doing much the same again, aren't we? Yeah?
Pardon?
We're doing much the same again as we did last week.
What are we doing that's the same as last week?
Repeatedly going around in circles, actually not addressing anything to do with job search again. So let's try and deal with the issue that you have today, the thing that's brought you down to the office today.
It's because you've incorrectly, unlawfully lied to sanction me.
Okay.
You've lied, Tom.
Okay.
You've said, and what I don't understand is you was talking about being unavailable, but when I actually spoke to the people at the processing department, they told me that I've not produced any evidence.
Yeah.
But my evidence is here, and it's here every week, like it always is.
Okay.
So how can you sit there and say that I've not produced any evidence, Tom?
Yeah. Basically, I was not able to evaluate that evidence because we couldn't establish whether or not there was a recording of the conversation ongoing. I then exercised my right to step away from this interaction, allowed you to sign on, and that was referred to the decision.
So you're saying
to decide whether or not they could release a statement based on a signature from yourself saying that you're looking for work, and obviously my side of the story saying I didn't get a chance to evaluate that amount of work.
how's it going to look, Tom, on your end, when they turn around and go, well, he did produce evidence, and the previous week you said, and the words were, Tom, I'm quite happy with your evidence, with your job search. I've brought the same quality of evidence for the sign-on on Tuesday, brought it with me, declared to you that I've brought it with me, and now you're claiming that you were unable to what? You were able to pass the sign-on sheet underneath the screen, but you weren't able to receive, what was there, some blockage after I'd signed on that stopped you examining the job search evidence underneath the screen.
For the rest of the day and debate this over and over again. We established the situation as it was.
No. I declared to you that we weren't recording. I declared to you we weren't recording before you got off the seat, Tom. And then when you come back, you lied and tried to make out that I only said I wasn't recording as you were walking away.
I'm about to get off the seat again only so we can actually clarify some issues that come up every day.
Well, let's clarify these issues.
You're currently being disallowed Jobcentre benefit because of failure to provide evidence of job search.
The evidence that I've got in front of me now.
Do you disagree with that you need to simply fill in this form, saying that you disagree with that decision, and then provide said evidence for job seekers allowance.
Including the recordings.
If you wish, if you have recordings, that's fine.
Yep.
I mean, obviously, it's not a great example of your honesty, since I believe you just stated you weren't making recordings at the last.
I'm entitled to make covert recordings. You've gone on YouTube, but have you seen yourself on YouTube? Have you heard your own voice? You want to go up there, I've got your little picture up on and everything. Get named and shamed in this place.
How do I find it?
Go to, I forget the name of the channel. You'll have to find it yourself.
Well, I'll have a look at that. However, needless to say, I don't give you my consent to put my image or my opinions or voice or anything on YouTube.
Well, you're up there now because you've lied. You'd never have gone up there, Tom, if you hadn't lied. Yeah, you've lied and caused me distress and alarm, so you've gone up on YouTube. You've been named and shamed.
Just to be clear, Jobcentre considers that harassment of staff.
I consider it harassment of staff when I'm being lied to and cause distress and alarm.
What I'm going to do, I'm going to give you these papers. You can look at them.
Give me them.
And we're done here. Okay?
And what about tomorrow morning?
Is tomorrow not? What is tomorrow morning?
Well, I've got this form here. It was Rick who gave me the application form for an appointment tomorrow morning at 9:45.
Okay.
They're requesting bank statements, which I don't have,
Okay.
because I don't have any bank account. It goes into somebody else's account. So how do I go about getting a bank account statement? And I assume.
I'll have a word with the hardship officer and discuss that issue. However, obviously, hardship officer is not going to particularly be welcome to harassment either. So potentially you might find you're not able to progress with that interview either.
Oh, why's that?
Again, stated to me today that during the last interview.
I told you I wasn't recording, Tom, because if I told you we were recording, the interview would have been over. Whether you like it or not, I've got to record the criminal activity.
You have to post said recordings to internet.
Only the ones where there's been clear harassment and lies being committed, and I've pointed it out. It's not as if, because don't forget, Tom, just hold on. I first made my claim in August of 2014. The first recording that went up was February of 2015. That's 6 months, yeah. The first one that went up on YouTube was, because I made my claim in August 2000. Just hold on, August 2014. 6 months later.
To post videos to an internet website.
Yeah.
If you feel the need to post internet videos, that's entirely up to you, sir.
Yeah, I know that.
We will deal with that. However, as an organisation, we feel is appropriate. In terms of the reason you've come down to the office today,
yeah,
you disagree with the decision to stop your job seeking.
Well, your decision is based on the fact that I had no evidence, and I've got the evidence here again today. I mean, you could now look at my evidence and go, yeah, you did bring it.
I believe you could receive a letter informing you.
No letter.
Well, there'll be one in the post. When you do get it, there'll be instructions in that letter about how to correctly deal with this situation.
Have you given me the rest of them forms? You're still holding on to them.
I'm about to end this interview because.
Well, I need these forms here.
Are you willing to just let's finish this with these forms here, or do you want me to?
Well, I need them forms.
These forms.
So you're saying?
We do, yeah.
Are you dealing with me now? You're saying that, providing that I end this interview now, you'll give me the forms only if I end the interview. Is that what you're saying, Tom?
No, I won't end the.
Give me the forms that you've just told me I need.
If you're able to listen.
I'm listening. Give me the forms.
Right. Let's talk about this.
Well, let's talk about it now. You want to talk about it?
This is a job seekers allowance form that will reinstate your benefit after the date of the disallowance. This is a customer statement in which you can put your side of the story forward about why you disagree with the decision to stop your money.
Right.
And this is a form which will indicate whether or not you wish to make a reconsideration request. Okay? I'm going to give you those forms. You can do with them as you will. I'm going to go in the meantime, have a look, chat with the hardship officer, talk about the issues you've got with your bank problems.
With what problems?
You said you didn't have a bank of your own, so therefore.
That's right, yeah. Would that affect hardship application?
Like I say, I'm not entirely sure, but we'll have a quick chat with him. I'll come back after a quick chat. In the meantime, maybe you can have a look at these forms.
Yeah, well, what I'm going to do is, in terms of these application forms, I think the most expedient thing to do would be to go back to Avanta after I've left here. I've already been in this morning and explained the situation. They're not surprised, to be honest. They know I've produced evidence every week. In fact, I'm getting a statement from my current key worker that's willing to declare that I'm very polite when I come in, no issues, all that stuff. Everything that contradicts your claim, basically. I'm going to get him. I'm going to fill these out, get them copied, bring them back in today, so that tomorrow morning all these have already been handed in today, and I'll take copies of them and get a receipt when I come back today. So these will be filled out and handed.
The hardship form won't be due back until the actual appointment tomorrow.
What, this one here?
Yeah.
This application form, the one that Rick gave me.
Yeah.
So, what are these? Are these separate? Are these different? So, what's this one for?
Well, this is an application to apply for hardship.
Application for hardship, and this one here.
This is because you disagree with there's two there, well three, but the two are essentially the same document.
Right.
The
So you
first
got
one here is to reinstate job seekers allowance following a disallowance,
right.
and this one in your other hand there is because you disagree with the decision to originally disallow your claim in the first place.
Right. And what's this explanation reconsideration request?
Those two essentially go together.
Oh, so that's
One
part of the
has
one in the same. Right. So it's two forms, right?
Yeah.
Right. I'm with you.
Alright. So
You're gonna go away, speak to hardship officer, and come back.
if you like,
Yeah, please. Yeah.
let's get on.
Appreciate that.
So
James, please call me James.
okay, James. Basically, I just confirmed with the hardship officer that if you don't have a bank account of your own, it's not a problem. In the form itself, you just write, I do
The-
not have a bank account.
And the details of the
Yeah.
account. They'll know the details because it's already on JSA, and it just gets.
Checking whose bank account it's paid into, and if it's not paid into your bank account, obviously,
Yeah.
then that's not an issue.
No, because JSL already gets paid into another account. But I'm assuming, will they ask for payment details again? Will it be a separate?
Oh, yeah, I mean, it might be in the back of that form that it wants payment details,
Right.
but essentially we already have the payment details.
I was just looking at
So
this
that in
form.
itself shouldn't be a problem.
I was just looking at this form you gave me. These little check boxes here: detailed verbal explanation requested.
Yeah.
Detailed written. Is this me requesting it from you guys?
Essentially, it is. Let's have a quick look at it.
Because there it says verbal written explanation declined. So this is like something for more of your use than mine.
No, it's not. Basically, in order for someone to ask for a reconsideration, what they have to do is say, I don't want a detailed verbal explanation over the phone or in person. However, in this case, to be honest with you, you've actually already had a detailed verbal explanation because I
Yeah.
just sat here and told you exactly why you're being sanctioned.
Yeah, but it's biased when it's you. It needs to be third party to have a
If you want
detailed
third party to
explanation.
ask for a verbal explanation, but then obviously you're delaying the potential for the reconsideration itself. But if you want one, it's not a problem.
This is the 1LS form, isn't it?
Basically, yeah. If you want a detailed verbal explanation,
All right.
detailed written explanation, just tick that form, fill it in, and send it off to me.
So the 1LS form, which is
That one there on the left hand.
this one here,
I wish to reclaim job seeker allowance following a disallowance.
right? And this decision to disallow me, you put a referral into a decision maker, and the decision maker made it based on your testimony,
Well, I don't think testimony is the right word, but based on the information.
on your statements, on your information, so your testimony. You've put down why. That's your reasoning, isn't it? And so this 1LS form is something that I will issue that the same decision maker will review. It will be a different decision
No,
maker.
it's not a decision. It's a simple thing, basically.
Who reviews the 1LS form once I've filled it in?
Well, no, the one lesson isn't a reviewed. It's not a comment. You're essentially verifying that you wish to continue claiming job seeker allowance.
Yeah.
Because obviously, following a disallowance, it is your option to cease claiming job seeker allowance if you so wish.
That's the reason why sanctions are being put so hard. A lot of people, a large percentage of people, are being sanctioned incorrectly, and to save them from going through all the treatment of that again, they just don't bother coming back, even though they're legitimately entitled to it. You know, the figures actually show that. So, what I just try to wrap my head around the fact that this 1LS form is to basically reclaim from the decision to stop my benefits, sanction and suspend it, sanction it.
Essentially, yeah.
Right, but what I don't understand is this an appeal or is this just a reconsideration?
No, that's neither. These two forms here represent a reconsideration request.
Right.
In the JSA1 ILS form, which is essentially about reinstatement of benefits.
Right.
I.e., you've been disallowed,
So
you wish your benefits to be reinstated.
So at what stage do I go to the appeals department?
If your reconsideration
Yeah.
is unsuccessful.
Unsuccessful. Would it not be prudent to put an appeal request through as well?
If you're not eligible, you can't put an appeal in until you've had a reconsideration request.
Right, that's making a little bit. Right, and this form here is just for the hardship payments in the meantime.
Essentially, hardship is available if sanction is upheld and you have a sanction applied. I mean, to be honest with you, I don't think at this point you actually have a sanction on your claim.
So what is it exactly?
You have a disallowance.
Disallowance.
It's a different.
So you could release the payment, effectively.
Well, no, because the decision makers found that you should be disallowed your job seeker allowance.
Yeah, but I've put in for a. I mean, that's gone through obviously, and that needs to be reverted. But who would be responsible for reversing that, would it be another decision maker?
Yes. Is it another decision maker who will decide, reconsider the
Yeah.
original decision if you fill in the form, say you wish to have a reconsideration?
Right. And if they declined, I then go to the appeals board.
Yes.
Right. And even if, like, say this reconsideration gets declined, so then I would be up for the 4 weeks, the full 4 weeks.
Yes.
Right. At the end of that 4 weeks, would my money by default resume back to normal?
Well, if you've completed the JSA1 ILS form, yes.
So I must complete the I must do the reconsideration, or effectively my account will be closed.
No, you're confusing the reconsideration form. So, a reconsideration is
Yeah.
an entirely optional thing.
Right.
If you agree that yes, I didn't do enough to look for work, and I accept my sanction as appropriate, you don't need to ask for reconsideration. You don't need to ask for appeal or anything.
Right.
Yeah. However, if you wish to continue claiming benefits, you need to complete the JC1 ILS form, as that is basically showing that you intend to continue benefits despite having been found to have been disallowed.
But you wouldn't assume that if I didn't fill this form out, what would happen to my benefits then? Would after 4 weeks it would just carry on?
It would never be reinstated.
So you do assume that once someone's been sanctioned, you assume that they won't be coming back until they fill out this form?
Essentially, I mean, sanctions and disallowance are two technically different terms, but yeah, that is essentially re-engagement, i.e. somebody has returned to the job centre and said, following my disallowance for the previous 2 weeks, I would like to re-engage with job seeker allowance, and I will be attempting to follow the various conditions of job seeker allowance.
So
Essentially, if somebody doesn't look for work for 2 weeks, and I say, I'm afraid you've not looked for work in 2 weeks, as such, I'm going to have to disallow your benefit.
it's only been disallowed, not actually sanctioned?
No, a disallowance is then followed by a sanction.
Followed by a sanction, right.
So basically, yeah, if somebody doesn't look for work, I make a referral to a decision maker because they've not looked for work, and then they decide they're not going to look for work. There's no point in reinstating that benefit after the disallowance, as that person is not looking for work. Therefore, the disallowance continues indefinitely. However, if in your opinion you are looking for work and wish to reinstate your benefit, you'll complete that form there and say, please reinstate my benefit. As you've given me the reasons for that piece of paper, you ask for a reconsideration on that piece of paper again.
How's it going to look to you, Tom, when I claim in my statement? By the way, when it comes to my statement, do I really need to write it there, or can I do it on a separate sheet and just issue it with this? Yeah, of course. So how's it going to look, Tom, when, I mean, tomorrow when I come down? Who will I see tomorrow when I come down?
Well, I'm not sure about that at this point. Obviously, most staff in the office aren't willing to see you.
I can't say I blame the staff not wanting to be seen, given the level that this has escalated to.
Yeah.
It's shocking, really. It should never have happened.
Quite.
If the behaviour of the job seekers staff on the first floor was more forthcoming, more transparent and more honest.
Let's be clear, I'm not here to discuss behaviour of staff or anything other than...
Well, but you're willing to bring my behaviour up all the time, Tom. And it's,
Yeah.
you see, what I don't understand is, I know you said Tuesday, you did say several times, you said, you know, you're always going on about your complaints, but if I do have a legitimate complaint and it gets unanswered, what is one to do but to continue to make that complaint until until he's rightfully given due consideration? I mean, what do you want me to do? Just forget it and roll over and accept the fact that clearly suspicious stuff. I mean, the first time I noticed it, just bear in mind, Tom, just please hear me out, I'd appreciate it, I would, honestly, just hear me out.
With your shocking success, I don't really want to go through it all again.
August of 2014, Tom, please, come on, do us a favour, hear me out. For your own conscience, your humanity here, Tom. You've got to do what's right, Tom, for yourself. Oh, he's walked away. He won't listen.